Hey everybody, Cobra DVS and Neoflynn for Rattle.
Hey everybody.
Yeah. Um, Now before I forget, because I should probably do this in the beginning of every video, is make sure you go ahead and like us on Facebook, like the video, do whatever you gotta do. But the link for Facebook will be in the description, so go ahead and if you have a Facebook, go ahead and click that, and that'll be cool.
Share us, please.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and look in the comments of the last video. The first comment is from LV Peppy 38. He says, "Cool episode." The next one is from Intellivision Dude. He says, "Castlevania Symphony of the Night has the best soundtrack of all time, and Shadowrun on the Genesis is an underrated soundtrack." I've only heard a little bit of the Shadowrun. I've heard practically nothing from Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, neither have I.
Have you ever played that?
I have not, no. I haven't actually played either of those, so I'm not... I know nothing.
Yeah, he always hounds me to play Shadowrun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Symphony of the Night. Yeah. CZS 716 says no Final Fantasy, and Soundgarden only has two good songs. Face Wall. I guess it's like a face palm, but it's hitting the wall.
Hitting the wall, I guess.
Any comments again saying, I guess you've only listened to two Soundgarden songs. Alright, well, to address Final Fantasy, I don't really play Final Fantasy. I don't think either of us do.
I think we've widely established that we're not Final Fantasy fans.
Yeah. And Soundgarden, I couldn't even name you one song that they sing, so... To say that they have no good...
Sun is like the only good one that I...
Oh, Black Hole Sun, that's them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, I do like that song. Yeah, I didn't know it was them.
You know, to each their own. He was obviously a bigger Soundgarden fan than we are. So.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, like, genre.
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd call it.
Grunge rock.
Yeah. I don't really care for it. Alright, and then Mr. B. Lands, a.k.a. James, says, Intellivision Dude is totally right about Symphony of the Night. It's my personal pick for best game of all time. The Xenogears soundtrack Nick was talking about is called Cried, and it's fantastic. Also, half the reasons I love RPGs is because the Final Fantasy soundtracks are almost always the best part of the games. Skyrim is a recent example. You two need to play some RPGs.
Again, I think we've widely established that we're not RPG
players.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. Here's the thing. RPGs that I want to play all the way through are Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii, the new one, Chrono Trigger, and Earthbound. Other than that, I wouldn't mind playing through like Illusion of Gaia, Soul Blazer, and Terranigma, that whole trilogy, but...
It's just so hard for me to play RPGs because I just don't have the time to devote to them, you know.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
That's why I play sports games, because they don't take a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's my main gripe with RPGs, is I just don't have the time. But
yeah,
I need to go back and play some of the classics, like Earthbound and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. Sometimes they just bore me sometimes. It's hard for me to get into them.
That too, yeah.
It's just like, where do I go? Where do I,
especially the older ones, because, you know, in more modern games, it's a little bit more interactive, like it's cutscenes and things like that. But the old ones, where it's like walls of text, I can't do it.
I hate when I see like something in an RPG, and it like just happens all the time. You'll walk up to somebody and try to talk to them, and it'll say, "I'm doing this right now. Come back later, and I'll help you out." It's like,
right, yeah.
It's so often. Everybody you talk to, come back later.
Come back later.
It's like, I hate it. Oh, another one I want to beat and finish is Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
And the Paper Marios. I know Intellivision Dude likes those a lot, so.
Yeah, those are ones I could probably get into a little bit easier. But...
Actually, he wanted me to mention something. He just posted in Rob's group. I guess we'll just treat this as a comment. He says, one game down on my long playlist. Just beat Okami Den, which is the sequel to Okami. It was great, loved it. Now what's next? I think it's time for Zelda Link to the Past. I might start that tomorrow as long as I have time. I'm still intimidated just thinking about this game, LOL. This is such a momentous occasion. Tyler better mention it in his podcast this week. You're welcome.
Well, there you go. We mentioned it.
So, yes, definitely play Link to the Past. Don't get overwhelmed. The thing about the Zelda games is it is easy to think about it and be like, holy cow, that's wow. But it's just amazing how well it syncs together. Like it's not bad at all. Plus, if you ever get stuck, which I did, just check out a video online. It's a Google search or a YouTube search away. So.
Yeah, they're so they're so widely played.
Yeah, there's so many like walkthroughs and shit. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the comments and Television Dude's little spiel there. So we can go ahead and move on to news. Newts. Go ahead and move on to news. I was watching Aliens the other day, and that little girl's name is Newt, so maybe that's why I said it. But all right, you can go ahead and start.
All right. I guess I'll just start with the one that I have open, and in the we talked about I think it was last season actually when Call of Duty was coming out and they had announced the Call of Duty Elite, and we were discussing the pros and cons of it. Well, now it looks like Battlefield is going to be following suit because Call of Duty Elite has actually done really well. Supposedly they have 2 million subscriptions, which surprises me a little, but then it doesn't because so many freaking people play Call of Duty and have no lives, so, it doesn't surprise me all that much. But, so now it seems like Electronic Arts is, it says it's rumored to be preparing a premium service for the Battlefield series, which is said to be launching in only a few weeks' time. Some website called Battlefieldo, I guess it's some Battlefield site, reported on Friday a very reliable source had shared with it a timeline for the forthcoming updates Battlefield 3 is receiving, in addition to mention of a 5th expansion pack, is a strategy guide being released in June, and more notably something called Battlefield Premium, which obviously sounds like, a pay-for-service, will land you a number of content drops with unique in-game items not available anywhere else. So, no real surprise there. When something works, obviously other games are going to copy it.
Yeah.
The online pass fiasco.
Hate it.
So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they're doing this, but I don't play the game, so I don't care.
Yeah, same. I never. It's like a stat tracking type of thing, isn't it?
The Call of Duty Elite, I guess. I mean, I've never looked into what all it does, but yeah. I think that's the gist of it. And you get like the downloadable content for free. But.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know why you'd quite want to pay for something like that.
I mean, I guess if you're really hardcore into it, maybe there's a reason, but
I guess so. That game didn't interest me at all. It was I watched a little gameplay of it, or a little like live gameplay, like I was watching somebody play it. And the one thing I remember, the game didn't impress me really at all, but one thing I remember that did impress me was the voice acting was stupendous.
I
don't know why I remember that, but it was really good. I watched it. Yeah. All right. Well, I have two pretty cool things. One is sort of an irritating cool thing, and we'll go ahead and start with that. A game I'm looking forward to certainly is Aliens: Colonial Marines. Originally, it was I think it was a PS2 title originally, and it got canceled. Well, I don't know when it got picked back up again, but it is coming out, and it finally has a release date, and it's a pretty stunning release date, to be honest with you. It is February 12th, 2013.
Yeah, I was extremely surprised to see that it slipped all the way to 13.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I was expecting an October release date, some August, maybe September, but next year. I did not see that coming. I don't know. It just seems like they've been pushing it pretty hard as of late. Like a while ago, they released the box art. They've been I've been seeing quite a few videos for it. You were mentioning before we started talking how they were going to try and tie it in with Prometheus, the new Ridley Scott movie.
Yeah.
Comes out in a couple weeks. I don't know. Now this is a good thing for me because it comes out on the PS3, Xbox 360, PC. And, of course, the Wii U. Well, not of course the Wii U, but also the Wii U. And that's nice because... oh, I'm sorry. I just got an email. Actually, actually, I want to share this email. It's from Nintendo Age. Trying to buy a box for my Ninja Gaiden trilogy, which would be awesome. So, anyway, that's one of my more rare games. Anyway, I just had to nerd out for a sec. But anyway, so it's coming out for the Wii U also, and I watched a video the other day about the I don't know what the guy's name is, but the Randy Pitchford probably that's probably him. He's like the head Gearbox guy. He said that the Wii U version is going to be the superior version of the game, which got me so excited. It's going to look the best because there's I forget what else they're going to say, but like he said because the Wii U controller is like a controller with a tablet screen on it, like a touch screen, I guess you'd say.
Right. Yeah.
And he said one of the coolest features is when you're playing the game, the screen on the controller is going to be one of those motion sensors from the Aliens movie. If you're an Aliens fan, you'll know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
But of course, in like the normal versions, it'll be on like the screen, like the actual TV or something. But in the Wii U, it'll be in your hands. That's cool. And the reason I say that's a good thing is because, like I said, I assumed it would be coming out in like October, somewhere around there. And I really want to get a Wii U. It'd be an awesome Christmas present. By the way, I think they released a price date, a price. It was what was it? It was like anywhere from like I think it was anywhere from like 349 to 300, somewhere in there, which I think is okay. That's not cool.
That's about what I'd expect.
Yeah. But I was in the debate whether it's like, well, if I get a Wii U for Christmas, should I just hold out and get Aliens for that? Or should I get it for Xbox in October, and then when the Wii U comes out, maybe get it again for the Wii U? It seems kind of stupid, but, you know. Well, this is good, because if it comes out February 12th, of course the Wii U will be out by then, and it'll be a no contest. I'll just get it for the Wii U, assuming I get one. That's, you know, sort of getting a little ahead. But so good and bad.
Yeah, I don't think it was on RattleCast that we talked about it. It might have been a discussion in a group or something, but we were talking about, and by we I don't mean you and me, but somebody. We were talking about, you know, when games get pushed, is it a good thing or a bad thing? And you know, I'm always of the mind that if it's going to make the game better, yes, please push it. You know, push it back to release date. I can wait if it's going to make the game better. So, you know, like you say, it's not necessarily a bad. It is a bad thing because we have to wait for it. But if the game is better, then it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Rather it be pushed than rushed, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You can move on to your
I guess that's up to me for the second one. My second one is our ongoing legal segment. And this actually goes back to a story that we talked about a few weeks ago, and that was the Xbox being banned in Japan, or not Japan, but Germany. And this is a story about a judge. I don't know who the judge is, but let me see. He's just it doesn't even say why he's talking about this, but he is. But it's following up on a previous ruling which deemed Microsoft in violation of Motorola, Wi-Fi, and video codec patents. Judge David Shaw has recommended against the continued sale of the Xbox 360 in the United States, according to MCD. I don't know who MCD is, but should Microsoft be deemed an infringement of existing patents, it would threaten the possibility of selling consoles using that tech. So, essentially, this judge is saying that you know, because they're infringing on these patents, they shouldn't sell it. And it isn't like it wasn't a court decision or something. It's just him commenting on it. And they said this movement isn't a decision, but it could influence the International Trade Commission's final decision in the case. If the ITC happens to agree with Shaw's call, the verdict will move up to the White House, where the decision to halt sales will be at the whim of President Barack Obama and his advisors, which is somewhat interesting, that it would be up to the president to decide. I'm sure he has more important things to worry about, but Microsoft argued to Shaw that a United States ban would be unfair to consumers who would have limited options. Shaw declared Nintendo and Sony could pick up the slack, which I find that kind of funny. And then they got a reaction from, Microsoft themselves. They stated the full commission will rule on this in August, and until that time, nothing will change. As such, IGN received the following statement, which is identical to the original comment from last month. And, the recommendation by an administrative law judge is the first step in the process leading to the Commission's final ruling. We remain confident the Commission will ultimately rule in Microsoft's favor in this case and that Motorola will be held to its promise to make its standard essential patents available on fair and reasonable terms. So, just kind of interesting that, a judge actually thinks they should ban it. I found that somewhat, surprising, but I'm sure they'll work it out before it ever gets to that point, but we'll see.
Yeah. These legal segments are confusing. Gotta tell you.
They go over your head.
Yeah, a little. The law confuses me a little bit. I think people sue way too much. You always hear about somebody suing somebody else. Like, God.
Well, yeah, that.
But,
we are a sue-happy nation, that's for sure.
Well, I'm sorry, what?
I said we are a sue-happy nation, that's for sure. Like, everybody's looking to sue somebody.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I remember, never mind, that's too off topic, but it was related to suing, but it's not important. Okay. All right, well, this last one is, pretty cool, and I gotta say, one of the most unexpected things I've ever seen, in recent times, to be completely honest. It is, a rumor for a crossover game between Star Fox and Metroid for the Wii U. The title is, I don't know if it says in this video, it's going to be Star Fox Metroid Fusion Saga. That's a pretty cool name, I guess. I mean, I like Fusion Saga, that kind of makes sense. It's like using the two things. But, what is it? It's supposed to be like a game. I don't know. It's very much in the rumor phase. Nintendo hasn't said a thing about it, but it's like from what they're saying, it could be like it's kind of gonna like mix the two. Whereas like in the Metroid stages, you'll sort of play some shooting. In the Fox stages, you'll play some third-person action. Kind of like what you'd normally see in Metroid, you'll do a Star Fox, and what you'd normally see in Star Fox, you'll do as Metroid. I'm sure the other will be the opposite will be there. Like, I'm sure third-person Metroid will happen, and first, some shooting Star Fox, that too. But if this is real, which it probably is, I guess. It's a rumor, but it's from the same guy that they're saying. It's from the same guy that said, or the same source rather, that revealed that Smash Brothers PlayStation clone. Yeah. They predicted that 6 months before it was announced, so they got a decent track record. But
yeah,
if this comes out, this will be a sweet game. Like, well, if they do it right, sure. But sweet Wii U title. That's cool stuff.
I mean, it certainly sounds interesting. Like, it's two universes that you wouldn't normally think would go together. But
yeah, what did I watch? It was a video on YouTube where somebody was talking about this, and he mentioned some other crossovers that would be interesting. I forgot what they were though. Crap. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot, but yeah, this is certainly something I never would have guessed.
Yeah.
But it's not really something I'm against either, I guess. We'll see how it works.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it would work, so.
That's true. All right, well, that's it. That is it for the news. So, we'll go ahead and move on. We just do the gaming spotlight this week. This was something, I don't know, I just kind of thought of recently because it sort of pertains to what I'm playing right now, so I thought it'd be somewhat fun to talk. It's Mario Spinoffs, and there's certainly no shortage of them. I gotta tell you, there are actually I'm pretty certain that I know there are more spin-offs than there are real mainstream Mario games. So yeah, we could talk about them all day, but I've sort of written down a few here, and I've sort of classified them into three categories. The first one is the good ones. The second one is the bad ones, and the third category is unsure. I've never looked or played at any of these. I'm curious about how they are, so maybe somebody can shed some light on that. All right, so we'll go ahead and start off with the good ones, and these are just ones that I have written down. There are certainly others, I'm sure, but here are the main ones: Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, Mario Party, Super Smash Brothers, and Paper Mario. Those,
Yeah,
the whole series, like,
yeah.
Some of my personal favorites, Mario Kart and Mario Golf. You can't go wrong.
I would add Dr. Mario to that list.
Dr. Mario, yep. I forgot about Dr. Mario. Go ahead and type that up. There we go. She's on. To be fair, though, there are only like 2 of those games.
Right, yeah. And, probably even Paper Mario I would throw in there.
It's on there. I put it on there.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't. Maybe I missed you saying that.
But. Yeah. Let's see. Mario Kart, you've got... Let's see. How many Mario... There are 7 Mario Karts. Most of them are pretty good. Actually, most of them are damn good. The only one I really don't like, and I don't know how much crap I'm going to get for this. The original it's good for its time, but I find it hard to play.
You can't, See, that's probably my favorite, just because.
Oh, what? I don't know what my favorite is. It's either Mario Kart 7, Double Dash, or 64.
Yeah, I love the original because without it, you wouldn't have 7.
That's true. Yeah.
Plus, you got to think I grew up playing it.
Right.
So.
See, I grew up playing Mario 64, so.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different.
Next, I have Mario Tennis. There are, let's see, there's the original on the 64. There's a Game Boy Color, GameCube. I think they re-released the GameCube one on the Wii with motion controls. I think that was the game. And then there's the new one on the 3DS. So there's like, what is it, 5?
And there was a Game Boy. Was it Advance? I think it was Game Boy Advance.
Was there one on the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, the Power Tour.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Never heard of that one.
That's actually the one that I've played the most. It was actually really good.
Let's see. I have a couple. It's interesting. Is the one that's on the Game Boy Advance like an RPG?
Kind of. As you play these little mini games that raise your stats and stuff. So it kind of is. It's got that element.
The one on the Game Boy Color is pretty much it's an RPG. You go around to different tennis clubs and you have to play through the ranks. You go to little training areas. It's a good game. The mini games are a lot of fun, and it's interesting that it's kind of weird. The portable versions, we'll just say, the 2 that we've played here, are sort of more deep, whereas the console ones are just arcade style, just playing tennis. There's really not a lot to them, but the portable ones are the deeper of the 2. And same with the next one, Mario Golf. I gotta tell you, Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color, it does not get any better than that.
I played the crap out of that game.
That is so damn good. I still pop it in now and then, just play a little tournament.
Yeah, I mean it's aged really well. It's still with golf you can't go too wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Mario Golf. This one is pretty much as close to an RPG as you're gonna get, I guess, as far as a golf game could go. I mean, you make a character. You make a character. You name him. You play through tournaments. You play in the practice ranges. You play against other people. You do all this crap. Then you finally beat all 4 golf clubs, and then you go to Mario's course in the sky, which is just so hard.
Yeah, it's a bitch.
You have to be so spot on to play there. But it's a lot of fun. This is probably my favorite Game Boy Color game. And then another one that I really, really liked is Toadstool Tour on the GameCube.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, I played it a little bit.
Okay, well, it's not an RPG at all. It's just straight up golfing. But and then the one I really didn't care for was the Game Boy Advance one. I have it. I don't know. It's kind of an RPG too, but it's not as good as Game Boy Color.
Yeah, I haven't played that one at all. You probably need to.
No, you can play. And then the original on the 64. Well, actually, it's not the original. There's actually one on the NES that nobody knows about. It's called
the NES Open.
Yeah, NES Open, and it's actually pretty good. It's definitely better than the shitty Golf. That's all it's called, Golf, for the NES, the black box game.
Yeah.
Definitely better than that. Yeah, that's actually pretty good, the NES Open. But then it didn't, start becoming Mario Golf until the 64. But, so yeah, those are all good. Mario Party, I mean, you've got the classic 64 ones. Once it gets into the GameCube, after Mario Party 4, it's kind of like, okay, we've done this.
Yeah.
My favorite being Mario Party 2, by the way. And they just came out with Mario Party 9, which looks to be a little bit different, but I didn't get it. I quit after 8. I had 8 for the Wii. Well, I can't really say I quit after 8, because there's only been one since then, but, it's just sort of like, I'm not going to buy another one.
I really liked 8. Like, my wife and I play that all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's, it's something easy that she can play, and she doesn't, she actually usually kicks my butt at it, but,
Yeah.
But, I like the Wii version because, it added the motion controls, and there was a little bit different, there was a lot of more variety to the mini games, I thought, with the Wii version, but
Yeah.
I haven't picked up 9 yet. We probably, just because we don't have time to play much anymore, but, I'll probably pick it up eventually. It gets a little bit cheaper. But.
Yeah. Let's see, Mario Party 8, I thought Mario Party 8 was, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad or anything. It was cool because it was on the Wii, and there was definitely a different level to it with the motion and all that. I remember reading reviews and saying that they really didn't take advantage of the motion or the motion controls all that well.
I mean, they could have done a lot more with it, but what was there was good.
Yeah, right. It's a fine game, I'd say. All right, what's next here? Super Smash Brothers. Oh yes, this is like, so good. There's
So just on Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There's the first one, of course, then Melee, and then the damn near masterpiece that is Brawl. Yeah, and there's really nothing you can say about this that hasn't been said. It's badass. I don't know that I know anybody that doesn't like Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, everyone I've ever talked to loves it. So.
It's kind of like a game, like if you got like 3 people, 4 people around, even 2, just 2 people, and it's like you have a Nintendo 64 sitting there and you have Smash Brothers, you're gonna have a good time. It's just gonna be awesome. That's kind of like the case with a lot of these games. These are a lot of like games with like if you have a lot of people around, it'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Except for this one, Paper Mario. This is pretty much a single-player game. It's this one is no doubt about it. This one's an RPG. And I have played, let's see, I've played 2 of these games. I've played the new one on the Wii, Super Paper Mario, and I've played very little of the 10,000 Year Door on the GameCube. It's definitely a series I'd like to play. I played Super Mario RPG, which I guess it's kind of like a precursor to Paper Mario, but
Yeah, kind of.
I've actually never dived too deep into a Paper Mario game, besides the Wii one. And the Wii one's it's a little bit different. It's not as big of an RPG as the other ones. But
yeah, it's got some, like, action to it.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I've actually played.
It's pretty, like, when you turn the controller, it turns, like, 3D stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I just love the whole world that it's based on, like, the whole paper kind of theme to it. It's just something so different and weird, and I thought it was crazy the first time I saw it, but they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I didn't mention any of the Mario RPGs, like Mario and Luigi. There's, of course, those. I've only played a little bit of Mario and Luigi, so I can't really comment.
Yeah, I wanted to, but I haven't gotten around to them yet. So.
And then last is the one that you mentioned, is Dr. Mario. Which, yeah, I mean, it's no Tetris, I'll say that. It's not as good as Tetris. But it's fun, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a puzzle game, so yeah. It is what it is.
I've really only played this NES one. I know they re-released it on the Super NES along with Tetris, and then there was a Dr. Mario 64.
64.
I've never played that one, and then I think they released one on the Wii, like a download title. I forget what it was called. I think it was like Dr. Mario RX, maybe something like that. But I've not played that one. I've not played that one either, and I'd imagine it's probably the same. Does it look the same?
Yeah, I mean, you can't do too much.
You can't.
Let me pull it up real quick. See if there's... It looks like it's the same, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now, from what I've written down, those are the good ones. Now, it's not all good. There's a few stinkers. The first one is a game that I remember getting, and I kind of like, popped it to the Super Nintendo, and it's like, what the hell am I playing? It's Mario is Missing.
Oh,
This
yeah.
game sucks so much ass. It's like everything you don't want a Mario game to be is what this is. And then I didn't even know it, but there's actually another one called Mario's Time Machine.
Time Machine, yeah.
Goes along with it. And then both of those are released on the NES too. Which I just found out about probably a year ago or so. I had no idea. And what's interesting about the NES ones, though, to be honest with you, they look good, like, graphically. They kind of, like, use the same sprites as, like, Super Mario World.
Yeah.
They're a little dulled down, but the game still blows. There's no... that.
I think they were both originally developed for PC, and they were released on PC, too. And, but yeah, they're meant to be educational, so...
Right, yeah.
That's all you really need to know about how good they are.
You cannot make an educational game and pass it off as awesome. And you certainly can't make a Mario educational game, because it just doesn't work. And as these next two will show, it's basically proven. These next few were made by these same people. I'm trying to think of their name. I think it's like the Software Toolworks.
Software Toolworks, yep.
Yeah. Okay. I think I have one of these. I don't know which one it is. It's Mario Fun with Numbers and Mario Fun with Letters. This is the best example ever of just like milking the name. It's so blatantly obvious. And I guess I understand that they're trying to tool it towards like kids, but no kid wants to play Mario Fun with Numbers. If you put a 4-year-old Mario Fun with Numbers next to Super Mario World, no kid is gonna pick Mario Fun with Numbers.
I don't know. I'm sure some like nerdy ass kid would, but
yeah, that's the kid that doesn't have friends. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, they're so bad. Well, I can't say they're bad because they're kind of like what they're supposed to be. So you can't really say that they're bad because they're good for what they are, I suppose. But still, they're not fun. That's the main thing. They're not fun.
Nintendo Power awarded Fun with Letters a 2.95 out of 5. So.
Oh man,
it's not terrible in their eyes.
That's. This seems a little high.
They're meant for kids. They're meant for kids. So.
Yeah, that's true. Crap. Sorry. All right. So, back to the good one. The good ones we forgot to mention. You mentioned it to Yoshi's Safari.
Yeah.
I think Mario is in that game actually.
Yeah, he's riding on the back of Yoshi.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's actually a good game. I have that. It's pretty damn fun. I gotta tell you. You have to play it on a CRT TV because it doesn't work obviously on the LCD. But yeah, what I played, that's a cool game. All right, so bad. I can't really think of any more other than those ones, unless you can think of a. What was that? Mario Teaches Typing or something?
Mario Teaches Typing, but again, it is what it is. But no, the worst one probably is Hotel Mario.
Okay, yeah. See, this is the one that I have under the unsure category because I
don't think there is an unsure. It's bad.
Tell me about it, because I don't know.
It was one of those CDI games that they Philips licensed from Nintendo along with the crappy Zelda ones that I don't even remember what they're called. But
the Zelda games?
Yeah, there's two Zelda games that they released for the CDI.
Oh, well, I think aren't there 3?
Maybe it was 3. I don't know.
All right, hold on. I can do this. It's Wand of Gamelon, Faces of Evil, and Zelda's Adventure. Boom.
Okay. So there is 3.
But not that I've played them. Don't play those things.
It's a puzzle game, and like Mario and Luigi have to find Princess Peach
Did you say hello?
Are you back?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
What happened there?
I don't know, I'm getting red bars on my thing.
Don't do this, Skype.
The dreaded red bars. Okay, I think I'm back now. So I don't know where you lost me there.
Oh, crap. I forgot what you were saying. You were saying, you were talking about the CDI. I had just said, the 3 CDI games, and then you said, oh, there were 3, and then I didn't hear anything
Okay, so
after.
you didn't catch any of my description of Hotel Mario. Okay.
No, I did not.
Okay, so I'll start over. Yeah, it's a puzzle game where, like, you're Mario and Luigi, and you have to find Princess Peach. And each, like, the Koopa have these 7 hotels, and, like, you go around closing doors. It's just really weird. Like, the objective is to close all those doors on the stage. And, like, you close one door and another one opens. You know, it's one of those type of things. So, it's widely known as one of the worst Mario Center games ever.
No, it's sort of like an arcade style type, right?
I guess kind of, but I wouldn't say.
No? Okay.
No.
That could be off. Yeah. That's on the CDI. You know, I don't have a CDI. I can't say I want a CDI. But if I did have one, I guess I'd give this one a shot.
Okay.
But, and
Like,
then
the cutscenes are just awful. That's what most people hate about
the
it.
cutscenes. Oh, I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, they're just, like, horrible animation. They're really bad.
Oh, shit. The other one I have under the unsure column, along with Hotel Mario, is on the Virtual Boy, that Mario Clash. Now, this one... Oh, you know what? We didn't actually mention the Mario Tennis on Virtual Boy. That was the original Mario Tennis. Yeah, shit. We forgot that one. Well, it's not hard to forget the Virtual Boy, to be honest with you. Yeah, we forgot about that. But yeah, Mario Clash. That's on the Virtual Boy, and it's kind of like a take on the original, but it's sort of like in a 3D plane.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like when you can, like, all right, now this is going off memory. I've actually never played it. It's only been video I've seen, but there's a front part of the game board, and then you can go in a tunnel on either side, and it'll transport you to the back of the game board. And since it's in 3D, sort of with the Virtual Boy, it sort of looks like, you know, you're in the front and the back. So it's a cool, like, feature, I guess. And then I think you're just, yeah, you're definitely in the sewer or the pipes, and you're trying to, I guess, just get rid of the enemies.
Huh.
I don't know if I haven't seen any gameplay in a while. I could look it up, but I don't want to. So, but yeah, that one looks like it's probably, probably all right.
But you have to play it on Virtual Boy.
Right, but you have to look at that red and black, so it's like, you know, I'll just pass. You know, I just don't. Yeah, I just don't want to do it. And yeah, that's all I could think of for spin-offs. I mean, Fortune Street. You mentioned Fortune Street. That's a spin-off. And then you were talking before. There's like a bunch of them, but they don't really feature Mario, like Super Princess Peach.
Yeah, like Super Princess Peach and
I guess Luigi's Mansion. I guess
Luigi's Mansion and.
Yeah, what else? Like a Wario. He has quite a few games. Wario.
Yeah, Wario's kind of got his own universe now.
Yeah. I remember playing Wario World, or is it Wario Land on the GameCube? I'm pretty sure it's Wario World. That was a pretty good game. His games are actually not too bad, to be honest with you. They're okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually one of my favorite characters.
Oh, and then WarioWare Touched. Oh, WarioWare, rather. This is the one I have, is WarioWare Touch on the DS. Those games, oh, man.
They're fun.
That's a good time right there. WarioWare. You know who gets, like, shafted? Waluigi. He does not have a video game.
Stupid.
Kind of, I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree. First off, I gotta tell you, his name doesn't even make sense to me. Wario, we get it. It's
right.
Wario with the W. Waluigi doesn't follow that pattern at all. It's Luigi's name with Y in front of it. Yeah.
Well, because I guess you couldn't do Wa-Uigi, it wouldn't work, so...
Yeah, Wow...
or
Wowji? Ouija board? Is it a Ouija board? No. You know, when you're around when you're around little kids, I don't know if Jack will ever say it, but a lot of little kids call Luigi Ouija.
Yeah.
So I guess you can just make a character called Ouija and
Ouija.
yeah. But yeah, Waluigi. The thing about like Wario and Waluigi, they're just like exaggerated evil versions of.
Yeah, they're their evil cousins, I think.
Yeah, like Wario's like fatter, and Waluigi's like a toothpick.
Yeah, he's like 10 feet tall, or at least it seems to be. But
And in like Mario Tennis and is it Game Boy or whatever, or Mario Tennis and Golf? They're like the ones that cause all the shenanigans and shit.
yeah.
Yeah, they're a pretty okay group, and they're all right. But yeah, Waluigi never had his own game.
He got the shaft.
You know, I don't think it would really do too well because I don't know how many people actually know would really like connect with Waluigi.
Right.
Really say, "Ooh, wow, this game is probably fun." I certainly.
Waluigi in it, it can't be bad.
What's that? Yeah.
I said if it's got Waluigi in it, it can't be bad.
I don't know. No.
Yeah, I think since those are the evil cousins, like Bowser needs a good cousin. Like, like a good version of Bowser.
Yeah, that'd be, what would they call him? Wowzer?
Wowzer.
I guess that would kind of work. Wowzer.
I just think that would be interesting. Like,
Wowzer sounds like it'd be the name of a robot.
We had Mauser that was in Mario 2, so it's not too far.
Oh, okay, maybe, yeah, alright. There's a couple other games we didn't, they don't feature Mario, but there's like the Yoshi, puzzle games.
Yeah, I mean Yoshi had his own spin-offs too.
Yeah, Yoshi's Island. Those are damn good. I know the original Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. That game is excellent. But I guess that kind of would fall in the, like, sort of the main series, because it is Super Mario World 2. And after that, he sort of spread like Yoshi's Story. That's a good one. And that's all I can think of.
You know, it's funny, we didn't even mention it, is that Mario is actually a spin-off of Donkey Kong.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We didn't even...
So he's a spin-off of himself.
Yeah, and he ended up being...
You know, is a spin-off himself, so...
That's true, yep. Let's see, he was in Donkey Kong... he was in Donkey Kong Jr. He was the bad guy, actually. He kidnapped Donkey...
Yeah, he kidnaps Donkey Kong.
And... when did Donkey Kong Jr. come out? Was it before Mario Brothers? It had to be before Mario Brothers, right?
No, the original Mario Brothers, I think, came out first.
Really?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, I have no idea. I hadn't crossed my mind. So that would mean... Because in Donkey Kong, his name was Jumpman. It wasn't Mario.
Yeah, right. It wasn't Mario yet.
So that would mean by the time Donkey Kong Jr. came around, he is Mario?
He is Mario.
Yeah, oh, okay, so he's immersed, whatever you're gonna, from, that's, so he's Mario. Okay, alright, yeah, that's interesting. We didn't mention that.
And he's appeared in so many games, like...
Oh, he's everywhere. I know he is in A Link to the Past.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in one of the houses in Hyrule. I think it's... Alright, this is memory here. It's in Hyrule. It's in, like, the left-hand corner, bottom left. I think it's over by, like, where you play that digging game. There's a house you can go into, and he's a, there's a picture on one of the, it's on more than one wall. It's several pictures that Mario's in. Huh. I remember when I played, I was like, oh, okay, right on. You know, that's pretty cool. But yeah, he's in. Holy cow!
I mean, he's the referee in Punch-Out.
Yep. He's he's in a lot of black box games. I know in Pinball, he's like, there's a point in the game Pinball where you play a little mini game where you have to...
Yeah, and he's on the bottom, like...
Yeah.
Running around a thing, yeah.
The Punch-Out one. That's cool. I like that he's in Punch-Out.
He's just in so many. And, like, I don't know if you ever played Alleyway on the original Game Boy.
Sounds like a bowling...
No, it's a, like, Arkanoid clone, like Breakout.
Oh, okay.
And he's actually like driving the paddle. It's like
Oh,
he's actually driving the thing. But yeah, like he's just everywhere. Like especially early on, like Nintendo just stuck him everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah, he had a cartoon.
Yeah, I have the, actually I have, what do I have? Well, there was I don't know which came first. I would assume the Super Mario Brothers Super Show came first.
Yeah.
But, I have a VHS from, the Super Mario Brothers 3 show, which, it's pretty cool. Well, as far as a Mario TV, it's better than the movie.
Right.
Better than the movie. What was I gonna say? It's interesting in that because when you think about Mario's voice, you think of Yahoo, real high pitched and what have you.
Yeah.
But in the show, he's like, yeah, okay, Louis. He's a real deep voice, like raspy kind of. It's pretty odd. And then Bowser's green, also. And I think he's probably called King Koopa in the show. I don't know if they say Bowser. Yeah. All right. Well, we have rambled on about Mario for quite some time. So why don't we move on to Game of the Week. Yeah, I was gonna skip this. Game of the Week. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Now this week I've picked. It was my week to pick a personal favorite of mine, probably easily in the top 5 favorite PC games of all time. It's Roller Coaster Tycoon. Wow.
I was actually quite happy when you picked this because I love that series too.
You cannot say enough about it. Let's see. What did I start with? I had the original. Actually, no. I got the original and an expansion pack at the same time. The expansion pack was called Loopy Landscapes. I remember the picture so vividly. It was a brown cover. It had a red corkscrew on the front. Loopy Landscapes. Oh yeah. And then it said Corkscrew Follies on it too. I don't know.
It was actually 2 different expansion packs, so you must have got it after release because originally it was 2 different ones.
Oh damn! Okay, all right. I probably had the super rare version.
I could. Well, they released a pack later that was both of them together, but I think originally they came out as 2 separate ones.
You know what? Yeah, I think I had them both in one, if I remember. Sweet. Okay, so I had that, and I think it was in Loopy Landscapes, but I guess it could have been Corkscrew Follies. I don't really know. But there was a park that had no money. It was unlimited, and it was just this huge barren wasteland. I would just go in that thing and make the biggest everything. Like roller coasters up the ass everywhere. And they were huge. And I would play it until I got to a point where the notifications on the bottom would say, guest 278 is lost and can't find his way out. Make sure you have paths that don't end.
Yeah.
And
if you led them somewhere.
I would just keep going until my park rating went down the tubes. I would start over.
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, they were 2 separate expansion packs. So you must have got them later on when they combined them into one.
Sweet. Right, hold on, wait a minute. Alright, hold on. Wait, was Loopy Landscapes the cover of it? Maybe I did have 2 of them, actually. Loopy Landscapes, the cover was probably... I'm remembering it being green, maybe?
I don't know. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia that told me what order they came out in.
Oh, no, okay. Is that the one I have? Expansion 2... Oh, no, okay, this is the one I have right here. Yeah, it says Loopy Landscapes includes Corkscrew Follies. Yeah, that's the one I had. And then I'd play that track. And in case you're just deprived or unknown, you just don't know what it is. Roller Coaster Tycoon is you should be able to figure it out just by the tycoon. Those have exploded. It's a theme park simulator. You go around, you build these theme parks. You have to accomplish goals like have so many guests or have such a high park rating, which is like the overall like how pleased the guests are with the park.
Yeah.
And it is like so addicting.
It really started the whole tycoon craze because that's the first one I can remember.
Yeah, I remember Roller Coaster Tycoon, of course, And then there was like Zoo Tycoon, Mall Tycoon, and it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
what
just
is this crap?
everything.
Why would you rather build a mall or a zoo than a theme park?
I guess some people did, but
Yeah, I actually have friends that say Zoo Tycoon's better. You're wrong. No, I mean, what can I say? There's no, oh man, no. Uh, and then, did you ever play Roller Coaster Tycoon 2?
oh yeah, I played the whole series.
Okay,
I actually have
that's,
3 currently installed on my computer. So.
you have what?
I have the 3rd one currently installed on my computer.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you about that one in a second. But 2 is the one that I have right now on my computer. I cannot play the original. I still have my Loopy Landscapes and Corkscrew Follies, but I can't play it because they're expansion packs and you need the first one.
Yeah.
Alright, well I don't have the first one anymore, so I have to get that. Of course I could just probably torrent them or something like that.
Something, somehow acquire them.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. I haven't played it in a little bit, but I do have it, and it has a park on it with no money also. I tend to favor that one.
I think they just made a sandbox mode in the second one, didn't they? I could be wrong. Where you can start it that way.
I have no idea.
I know they have that in the 3rd one, but...
Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to this one. I've not played this one, and it looks a little bit different than the first 2. Is that right?
The 3rd one?
Yeah.
No, it's the same. I mean, they've added more. Like, you can do, like, water rides. There's just a lot extra. That was actually an expansion pack for the 3rd one. It was called Soaked. And it added, like, water park type stuff, like water slides and stuff. And then there's the 2nd expansion pack for the 3rd one that's called Wild that kind of added, like, the Wild Kingdom type stuff where you could add animals and stuff in your park. But, I mean, it's the same concept. Just more of this. It was actually the 2nd one that featured, like, actual Six Flags parks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But they took that out in the 3rd one. Like, there's no licensed parks. But it's more of the same.
Now, in the 3rd one, you can, like, ride the coasters in first person, right?
Yeah, you have a first-person view, so you can actually ride them. And I guess the 3rd one's a little bit different in that you have, like, specific... Well, no, you always had scenarios in the first 2. But, like, you've got different levels that you have to achieve, and it's kind of like a career mode almost. So you start at one park, and you've got 3 levels that you have to complete, and then, you can keep playing it if you want to, but once you complete the 3 scenarios, you can move on to the next. And it's usually, your park rating or amount of guests or like total value of your park and stuff. So
okay. All right. Well, yeah. I guess I'll have to check that one out. I was always kind of hesitant to try it, to be honest, because it just looked a little bit too different from the first 2. But I guess you're saying it's the same. So
no, it's
okay. Give it a shot. I'm just looking at some screenshots here. It looks a lot more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the graphics are improved, but it's
all right. Well, so it's what?
It's still cartoony like the first 2 are.
Okay. Now, excuse me. Now, the reason I picked this as game of the week, and Nick, I don't know if you know this, but there's actually a new Roller Coaster Tycoon coming out for the 3DS.
I didn't until you told me.
So you just found out like 2 seconds ago. Okay.
Well, when you posted that message that you sent me to tell me what the topic was.
Oh. Durr. No. So there's one coming out for the 3DS. Now, I cannot find a release date on this bastard. I simply can't find it.
Atari themselves, it says Q2/Q3 of 2012.
I hate that. But here's the thing. On Facebook, I liked Classic Game Room, the YouTube channel, Classic Game Room. They had a, I think I just turned the volume down on my thing. Yeah. Okay. They had a poll, I doubt I'll be able to find it on this stupid timeline. Oh, no, that's certainly not it. But they had a poll that was asking, what game are you going to pick up this week? And Roller Coaster Tycoon 3D was one of the options. And I was like, you're kidding me. This is coming out? But I still can't find anything.
Well, the thing that I'm looking at, which is Wikipedia, so take it for what you will, but was originally scheduled for March of 2012, and then its release date was missed and rescheduled for May 22nd, 2012. However, it didn't release on that day. So that's probably what they're thinking, is that it was supposed to come out, yesterday. But it didn't, so.
Okay, yeah, all right, I found it. It's, okay, it says, what are you buying this week? Yeah, there's a ton of them here. The most popular choice is I'm broke, but other than that, it's Tom Clancy, Ghost Recon, Future Soldier. And Roller Coaster Tycoon 3D has 4 votes. One of them is Crow, 111. He picked that one, so maybe I'll send him a message, ask him if he knows anything. But yeah, I certainly want to get this, because if it's anything like the ones I've played, taking it on the go will be insane.
Yeah, and I think the 3DS is capable of actually pulling it off. So.
Yeah, sir. Can you imagine, like, riding the coasters in first person, 3D? Whoa.
That would be interesting.
Wow. I just got excited. More so. I kind of want this. You don't have a 3DS, do you?
No.
You gotta get one, Nick.
I have a 6-month-old.
He can play. He can play. What's the problem?
No more consoles for me.
If you were, let me ask you this: if you were to get a 3DS or a Vita, what would you get?
I would probably lean more to the 3DS.
Really?
Yeah.
I assumed you would have picked the Vita. I don't know why.
I don't play my PSP that much, so I don't see why I need a Vita. I play my DS more than I play my PSP. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so that's why I picked it for this game of the week, and I did not know you were a fan.
You didn't? No, because we didn't talk. Yep. But yeah, I'm a huge fan.
I know Television Dude's also a fan, so just another reason to mention his name. No. So, all right, so we can finally move on. We are running a little long. We can talk about what we're playing. Mine is very short this week, so.
As is mine. So.
Oh, all right. We'll get this out. Well, let's alternate. I'll say one, you say one. I'm still playing Skyward Sword. Now, I know the point of this, what we're playing, isn't to repeat the same game every week. But if I didn't do that, it'd be one game. I kid you not. It'd be one game. So, with that aside, though, there was one last week that I did not get to mention because I forgot. And it is Wolfenstein on the 360. It's it's kind of a reboot, I guess, but the series never really left. It's kind of been going on with on the original Xbox and all that. But this one, I finished playing it about a week and a half ago. It's a pretty solid game, I gotta tell you. It's made by id Software, of course, and it seems like whenever you buy a game by them, it's sort of like you're gonna get a quality game.
You can't go too wrong. That's
right. And, I gotta tell you, it was, I don't know, to give it an out of 10 score or something, probably like an 8 maybe. It's kind of like it's a little standard, kind of. Like if you play Call of Duty World at War and then this, you'll definitely notice similarities. First and foremost, though, the graphics are way better. And there's this cool thing, I forgot what it's called. It's called, like, the Veil, I think is what it's called. But it allows you to, like, manipulate time. Like, you can make things slow down. You can, I don't know, you can expose enemies' weak spots. You can put a shield around you. You can upgrade it. I got an upgrade where the shield actually reflects bullets, or deflects bullets. So if somebody shoots at you, like, right in front of you, it'll actually deflect off you and shoot them back, so it kills them. So, overall, it's a pretty cool game. It's pretty cheap now. It came out quite a few years ago, so if you I think I paid $12 for mine, brand new. So if you find it out there, worth a try.
Can't remember if I have that or not. I'll have to look.
One thing I was disappointed though, it's really not at all like Wolfenstein 3D in that there's like the last mission towards the end of the game. I don't know if it's the last, but definitely towards the end of the game, is like the only time you're spent in a castle. And Wolfenstein is like the name of the castle. So how can you call a game Wolfenstein if you're not even in the castle?
Right.
That's my only gripe, and it's a little standard. But other than that, it's pretty good. So, All right, so there was little two. I have one more, but Nick, I'll let you go.
I have a bunch of little like mini plays this week. Like I haven't had a lot of time, so I've just kind of been messing around with some arcade titles.
Mm-hmm.
The first of which is Joe Danger, which I actually wanted to download like way back when it was PlayStation exclusive, and I got the demo and I played it and I liked it, and I just never got around to actually downloading it, which I'm kind of glad I didn't, because then it came out on Xbox and it's a better version of it because it had the extra stuff. But it's kind of like Trials plus Excite Bike, I guess is the best way I can describe it. Like it's kind of it's more cartoony than Trials is, but it's kind of the same like obstacle course type of thing, though not like Trials, and you don't have to like balance and stuff. Like you're just going through the level, but it's a lot of fun. Like it's just old, kind of throwback-ish. But
This is an online title, you said?
well, I mean it's Xbox Live Arcade or PlayStation Network. But yeah, you're this old retired stuntman who's like coming out of retirement to like get his former glory back, and yeah, you ride a motorcycle through all these like obstacles.
Okay.
So it's a cartoony version of Trials, kind of. But
This sounds pretty interesting.
so play a little bit of that. Messed around with Turtles in Time on the Xbox Live Arcade just for fun. That's one of those games that I can always go back and play and have fun with. So.
I have played that, and I don't know how people are gonna feel. I didn't really like it that much. I don't think it's as good as the Super Nintendo version. I didn't like it as much as the Super Nintendo version anyway. Maybe that's just because I played that one first. So
Yeah.
I'm a little maybe prone to liking that one, but
I mean, it's it's the same game really, basically. But
yeah, I guess so. I think it might have been like maybe it was the Xbox controller, because it's not. I have a trouble using the Xbox controller for some games. Now it is absolutely perfect. It is the perfect controller for like a first-person shooter.
yeah.
Maybe a 3D action game like that Castlevania game worked great for that. It's great for a lot of stuff, but the arcade games I have a hard time. Like Sonic 2, I got Sonic 2 playing that with the Xbox controller. I prefer the D-pad, which is how that's how they compare. And if you're going to use the D-pad on 360, you might as well be using the Power Glove, because the D-pad on the 360 is shit.
Yeah.
It's just bad, But sorry, you were saying about Turtles in Time.
Yeah, it's, like I said, it's one of those that I can always go back and play and have fun with. I think maybe most people know about it by now, so.
That's true. Okay. All right. Well, was that all of yours, or did you have any more?
I have one more. But...
Okay. All right. I'll go, and then you can go. All right. So this is a new release, and I tried to refrain from mentioning it before, because it actually pertains to the Mario spin-offs. I went ahead and got the new Mario Tennis Open on the 3DS. So here's the thing. At GameStop, when you go to GameStop, they have this binder open, and you can look at all these upcoming release dates. And if you go to 3DS section, it is just, I don't want to say a plethora, but there's a hefty amount of games in there that it's like, oh, holy shit, I gotta get this. Going back a little bit, there was like Kid Icarus, Mario Tennis, there's Paper Mario, there is, we were just talking about Roller Coaster Tycoon, New Super Mario Bros. 2, they announced a Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS, and so it's like, wow. And when I saw Mario Tennis Open on there, I was like, you know what? Gotta get it. Because I don't play tennis, but Mario Tennis is a lot of fun. And usually, like, reviews for games come out, nowadays it seems like a lot of them come out a little bit before the game is actually released, like a couple days.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're like from the UK maybe, but and I caught a review of this game, and it said it's okay, it's just kind of yeah okay, it's not bad, it's just not that great. And then IGN did a review, they gave it a 6.5, and that's not very good. And then GameSpot gave it a 5.5. That's not good at all. So I'm kind of pondering. I'm like, well, shoot, maybe I don't want to get this. But then I, kept looking at gameplay, and it's like, you know what, this looks fun. And then I looked at Game Informer's review, and they gave it an 8. And it's like, you know what, an 8's good enough for me. I like Game Informer. Bought it. Love it. Bottom line, just love it. So I actually kind of plan on wanting to do a review for it, but I've never done a review of a modern game, and not sure how capturing game footage would go, to be honest.
Yeah, you'd have to like.
Yeah, it'd have to be like a capture
it.
of the screen.
Yeah. Which might be kind of tricky.
Right. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. It's Mario Tennis for the Mario Tennis Open is what it's called. So if you have a 3DS, and also the game features online play, so you can just imagine. But I gotta tell you this, I'm bad.
Yeah.
At the online, maybe it's not that I'm bad. It's just that everybody else is better. So in comparison, I'm bad. But if I play against the computer, I fare well. I fare better. So that's it. Yep, it's all I'm playing.
My last one is like I said, another Xbox Live Arcade, and this I actually just started playing last night, and because I was like scrolling through my arcade list, and I'm like, okay, what haven't I played in a while? And I saw Peggle, which I don't know if you're familiar with.
Peggle. Oh, Peggle! Holy hell!
Okay, you love Peggle.
You talk about addiction.
So I'm like, okay, I haven't played Peggle in forever. Let me go play Peggle. And then I go in there and I realize I never even purchased or downloaded the Peggle Knights expansion pack. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's 400 points. What the hell? So I threw down and downloaded the Knights expansion pack and started playing that. Fell in love with Peggle all over again. And I'll probably go play it right now when we sign off here. But yeah, anybody that doesn't know Peggle, just go play it. There's like a million versions. It's available for everything. Go find one and play it.
Yeah, Peggle is like, I think it started as like, it started on a computer, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Yeah, and it's sort of like one of those games, it's like such a simple concept, really, but it's just so damn fun.
Yeah, like I said, like it's available on smartphones, it's available online. It's freaking available everywhere.
I think actually my computer, I'm pretty sure when I got it, came with like a 5 trial thing, like you can play it 5 times. I remember being on the hunt for a free version of Peggle. And I think I ended up finding one, but you can only play like 3 levels or something. I think it's fun. But yeah, there was a version on the DS actually.
Yes, sir.
I haven't played it, but I gotta tell you, it seems like that would work out great.
Yeah, I think the DS is the perfect platform.
Yeah. So I'd love to play that.
If there's anyone out there that hasn't, like, it's kind of, I don't even know how you describe it, kind of like Pachinko meets, I don't know what.
Pachinko. I have not played Pachinko.
You don't know what Pachinko, it's like this Japanese game where they drop metal balls down in little pegs. It's kind of like a gambling type thing in Japan. It's cute. It's huge over there. But anyway, that's the closest thing that I can come up with that it resembles. It's like if you've ever seen Plinko on like Price is Right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Take out the chip and put in a like metal ball, and that's what Pachinko kind of is.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's the closest. But you shoot the little balls at the pegs, and you have to clear all the orange pegs off the board. Yeah, it's just ridiculously fun.
It's classic, man.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's like between that and Bejeweled, I could play like for a long time.
Right? They're just those little addictive like 5-minute games that they're fun. But that's it for me.
Yep. And that's it for me. No retro stuff this week. So you know what that means? There's no retro stuff, so you know what I'm gonna get? I'm gonna get a message from Intellivision Dude with a bunch of Z's saying that we haven't talked about enough retro stuff.
We talked about all the Mario games, like
we did mention Paper Mario and the Mario RPGs and his name like 5 times.
So you can't complain too much.
Yeah. Well, yep, that's the end. What's our time here? Just a little over an hour. That's not too bad.
Not too bad.
So yeah, we'll be back again next week. Nick gets to pick the topic, so we'll see. We'll see what she's about.
We'll come up with something good, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like I gotta be honest. It's kind of hard coming up with ideas.
Yeah,
you seem to come up with good ones, and I try to do as good as I can, but it's like, damn, what the hell could we talk about?
There's always something.
Yeah, that's true. There is always something. So okay, yeah. Again, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Like the video. subscribe, comment, interact, for Christ's sake.
Make the show better. Ask us questions. Like, we talked about that way back. Ask us questions.
Certainly, yeah. Questions in the comments is always better. A comment is always good, but a question or a comment with a question, just a little better. It's like an A and an A+, I guess you could say.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so, yep, that's going to be it for this week. So, yeah, stay tuned for in 7 days, and we'll have another one.
All right,
so,
guys.
until then, guys, take care, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time, guys.
Hey, everybody, Cobra DVS and Neoflynn for RattleCast.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. Now, before I forget, because I should probably do this in the beginning of every video, is make sure you go ahead and like us on Facebook, like the video, do whatever you got to do. But the link for Facebook will be in the description, so go ahead and if you have a Facebook, go ahead and click that, and that'll be cool.
Share us, please.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and look in the comments of the last video. The first comment is from LV Peppy 38. He says, "Cool episode." The next one is from Intellivision Dude. He says, "Castlevania Symphony of the Night has the best soundtrack of all time, and Shadowrun on the Genesis is an underrated soundtrack." I've only heard a little bit of the Shadowrun. I've heard practically nothing from Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, neither have I.
Have you ever played that?
I have not, no. I haven't actually played either of those, so I'm not... I know nothing.
Yeah, he always hounds me to play Shadowrun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Symphony of the Night.
Symphony of the Night.
Yeah. CZS 716 says no Final Fantasy, and Soundgarden only has 2 good songs. Face Wall. I guess it's like a face palm, but it's hitting the wall.
Hitting the wall, I guess.
Any comments again saying, I guess you've only listened to 2 Soundgarden songs. Alright, well, to address Final Fantasy, I don't really play Final Fantasy. I don't think either of us do.
I think we've widely established that we're not Final Fantasy fans.
Yeah. And Soundgarden, I couldn't even name you one song that they sing, so... to say that they have no good...
Sun is like the only good one that I...
Oh, Black Hole Sun, that's them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, I do like that song. Yeah, I didn't know that was them.
You know, to each their own. He is obviously a bigger Soundgarden fan than we are. So.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, like, genre.
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd call it.
Grunge rock.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really care for it. Alright, and then Mr. B. Lands, a.k.a. James, says, Intellivision Dude is totally right about Symphony of the Night. It's my personal pick for best game of all time. The Xenogears soundtrack Nick was talking about is called Cried, and it's fantastic. Also, half the reasons I love RPGs is because the Final Fantasy soundtracks are almost always the best part of the games. Skyrim is a recent example. You two need to play some RPGs.
Again, I think we've widely established that we're not RPG
players.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. Here's the thing. RPGs that I want to play all the way through are Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii, the new one, Chrono Trigger, and Earthbound. Other than that, I wouldn't mind playing through like Illusion of Gaia, Soul Blazer, and Terranigma, that whole trilogy, but...
It's just so hard for me to play RPGs because I just don't have the time to devote to them, you know.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
That's why I play sports games, because they don't take a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's my main gripe with RPGs is I just don't have the time. But
Yeah,
I need to go back and play some of the classics like Earthbound and stuff like that.
yeah. Sometimes they just bore me. Sometimes it's hard for me to get into them.
That too, yeah.
It's just like, where do I go? Where do I,
It's especially the older ones because in more modern games it's a little bit more interactive, like it's cutscenes and things like that. But the old ones where it's like walls of text, I can't do it.
I hate when I see like something in an RPG, and it like just happens all the time. You'll walk up to somebody and try to talk to them, and it'll say, "I'm doing this right now. Come back later, and I'll help you out." It's like,
Right, yeah.
It's so often. Everybody you talk to in Aliens the other day, and that little girl's name is Newt. So maybe that's why I said it. But all right, you can go ahead and start.
All right. I guess I'll just start with the one that I have open, and we talked about I think it was last season actually when Call of Duty was coming out and they had announced the Call of Duty Elite, and we were discussing the pros and cons of it. Well, now it looks like Battlefield is going to be following suit because Call of Duty Elite has actually done really well. Supposedly they have 2 million subscriptions, which surprises me a little, but then it doesn't because so many freaking people play Call of Duty and have no lives, so it doesn't surprise me all that much. But so now it seems like Electronic Arts is it says it's rumored to be preparing a premium service for the Battlefield series, which is said to be launching in only a few weeks' time. Some website called Battlefieldo, I guess it's some Battlefield site, reported on Friday a very reliable source had shared with it a timeline for the forthcoming updates Battlefield 3 is receiving, in addition to mention of a 5th expansion pack. Is a strategy guide being released in June, and more notably something called Battlefield Premium, which obviously sounds like, a pay-for-service. Will land you a number of content drops with unique in-game items not available anywhere else. So, no real surprise there. When something works, obviously other games are going to copy it.
Yeah.
The online pass fiasco.
Hate it.
So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Come back later.
Come back later.
It's like, I hate it. Oh, another one I want to beat and finish is Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
And the Paper Marios. I know a television dude likes those a lot, so.
Yeah, those are ones I could probably get into a little bit easier. But.
Actually, he wanted me to mention something. He just posted in Rob's group. I guess we'll just treat this as a comment. He says, one game down on my long playlist. Just beat Okami Den, which is the sequel to Okami. It was great, loved it. Now what's next? I think it's time for for Zelda Link to the Past. I might start that tomorrow as long as I have time. I'm still intimidated just thinking about this game, LOL. This is such a momentous occasion. Tyler better mention it in his podcast this week. You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, there you go. We mentioned it.
So, yes, definitely play Link to the Past. Don't get overwhelmed. The thing about the Zelda games is it is easy to think about it and be like, holy cow, that's wow. But it's just amazing how well it syncs together. Like it's not bad at all. Plus, if you ever get stuck, which I did, just check out a video online. It's a Google search or a YouTube search away. So.
Yeah, they're so they're so widely played.
Yeah, there's so many like walkthroughs and shit. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the comments and Television Dude's little spiel there. So we can go ahead and move on to news. Newts. Go ahead and move on to news. I was watching